Hi, my name is Ian Wright. I'm from a company called Joomla Google Base, which is owned by a company called New World Designs, which is also my company. Okay. This session's been a bit of a mess on the way, because I found that on Tuesday I'm doing it all. It was supposed to be done by another gentleman, who's unfortunately had a bereavement, so he's not going to turn up. So I kind of got thrown into it on Tuesday, and I was also organising the rest of the event. So, okay. Is everybody here completely brand new to Joomla? Has anybody not used Joomla before?
Sorry?
So has anybody not used it before? Is anybody brand new? So yourself?
Yeah, we are all of it.
I know there's a couple of people that have used it before. Yeah,
I've not done 1.7, so it's
right, okay.
just keen to see the difference.
That's great, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the very beginning, fresh. What I'm going to start at the very beginning, so everybody's up to the same sort of level. So I know some people already know that, and it'll be like tell me brains or something, but at least they're all on the same sort of place.
I know I'm going to ask a question, but can I ask a basic question? Is there any problem with compatibility with Apple, both Apple, for instance?
I use Apple Family.
Okay.
So I use an iMac and so don't worry.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Okay. All my clients, when I'm trying to tender for them to try and obviously sell them a website or to try and push how to use it, we always say we're going to use Joomla. And the first thing they say is, what's Joomla? What does it do? So we have to explain to them that it's a CMS system, a content management system, that can basically allow you to control a website. So you can log into it and you can change and edit almost everything on the website. Everything configured. So Joomla is an engine. I'm going to try and explain to it in a visual way for people who are non-technically minded. So I'm going to try and put it down so you can visualize how everything is. It won't be exactly correct, but it'll be something you can use as an example. When you have an engine works where a basic engine will do what you want it to do. But if you want an engine to do something a little bit different, in the sense that you want to have air conditioning or to have power steering, you need to add things to it. In the same way, if you have a website and you want to add things to it, for example, like a forum or a gallery or a shop, you need to add things to it. So on an engine, for example, you would put something to generate electricity, you'd put an oil filter on, you'd put a start motor on. It would run without them, but it just wouldn't run in the way that you want it to work. So that you start off with a Joomla system, the core main system, and you can add onto it a component. You just plug it onto the side of it, and it will actually link into the Joomla system itself and run within it as part of it. But it's also separate at the same time. So what we can do then is we can also add on
Are these files available for download?
There will be, yes.
Or you're standing in front of it now.
Would it be better if I sat down?
Yeah, I mean,
I think you can see me from down here, but you can see my computer.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
That's why, okay.
Yep. So you have an events component, or you can have an e-shop, you can also have a gallery, you can also have a forum. We can also build other components which allow it to link into other systems. So we can have a system that would link it, for example, into WordPress. So then when you have WordPress, it would link together. So the whole thing would be joined together and integrated. So then you can basically put your content into WordPress and it then suck it through and put it into Joomla, or the other way around, you can take it from Joomla and put it onto WordPress. We then have other elements, for example modules, where we have modules are the way that they display information from that component. So if you have, for example, a shop and you want to display a featured product from that shop, you put a little module on the side of it which displays just the featured products. We can then also put on another module which would have the latest products. We can put obviously many different types of the top 10 and many other different types on there. We also have, for example, in the forum, you might want to display the latest posts that's shown on the forum as well. We also have something called plugins. A plugin is something that people get confused with. All it does is it changes something within it as it is already. So for example, if you've got a search system in Joomla, that search is just Joomla, we're going to add a search plugin which would then force Joomla to search the gallery and the forum. So if you do a search, it will bring back the results of Joomla, the gallery, the forum, the event system, and the eShop all at the same time in the same list. So it changes the way that the component that does the search in the first place works. So you can also get a plug-in to basically maybe change the way the eShop works, maybe show the way that the products are displayed. You can get another one to, for example, the gallery component. You can basically have a plugin which will then link it into Facebook. So what we can do then is we can basically make a plugin that would upload your photographs from the gallery straight onto Facebook, and also the other way around, it would take the photographs off it and put it onto Joomla. You can make bulk uploads. So you can have a bulk upload system, so you add a zip file with all of your photographs in it, all zipped up, and it will take it in, open them up, and then install them into the gallery component. You don't need to have the plugins, but the plugins just give it a different functionality to do something slightly different, so it might be a bit more appropriate for yourself. That is literally, at the moment, all we've got for the slides. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through setting up a Joomla website. If I can, I need to change the resolution on here.
Did you want to set this up on your server or on the?
I run it locally on this laptop.
Okay, do you have a one-click solution? Because I
want to go through that later on. But there is systems like that. For third-party companies, for example, Fantastico is that you click on it and it just installs it.
No, on your laptop. I mean, not on the server.
I think you can get them first, but I don't use that. So I just use a manual upload. I've never used a one-click system. But I'm sure you could do that. Yes. It's okay. Let me just see if I can get this working. It'll change the resolution. Yeah, it is, and this is very good. I'm on 618 now. Let's see if I can change that. So otherwise we're going to lose the side of it. Yeah, I can see the top of the menu there, so let's try this.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get us a bit more screen. I mean, it's a very small amount of screen there. Very small. What did we go? So I literally got the laptop back about 1 minute before you came in here. It's been over at Apple. We've been trying to buy an adapter for this. I haven't had time to prepare for it. This is the brand new 1.7. This was installed last night.
How do you install it?
I'm going to go through that in a moment. I'm going to go through the whole installation process. I'm going to go through it in a moment. Just going to give an overview of what 1.7 is and how it works and what it looks like. We're not going to go into the details of how to use it exactly. We're just going to literally cover what it is and what it works.
Can you the templates and stuff that you can download?
This is the standard site that you download from Joomla.
So you said 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. How can you make sure that the 1.5 work fine with it?
Most templates will need to be converted to work with 1.7. There is a slight difference in the headers. You need to make sure that it's correct. What I'll do is I'll come to the sort of technical questions at the end, and I'll cover most of them. So I think I'm going to probably cover most of those questions during it anyway.
There's also a session later on for migration from old versions. 2.45.
Oh, is that one about the main migration?
That's developers.
Okay.
There is, yes, but there's also another migration one, which is this after the last one in the administration, which is basically migration from 1.5 to 1.7 by Andrew. That will actually cover for not the technical people. That will cover people that just want to update the website, so you can see how it works, how to update it a little bit easier. Okay. This is the standard system you download from Joomla. This is when you first get it and you install it and you install the sample content. This is how it looks. What we have is these sections over here. A square block over here, for example, is a module. This section over here is another module. We have modules all over the place. This part here is a content. what we'll do is we'll go into this is the administration system here. If we just log in with my highly secure password one. There we go. We have the administration system, which is designed for a little bit bigger template, a little bit bigger screen. What we have, if we go into, the main problem that people have is understanding what content is, what modules are, and how they work. That's probably the most difficult part of it.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
My apologies. This sounds a little bit very difficult.
Yeah.
I've never done this, so I'm lost already completely.
Oh yeah, right, okay.
You say you just log in. I have no idea where that thing is.
Right, okay.
Sorry about
Okay.
that.
This is where I didn't know where to start, whether to start on the installation or start on the just showing the site. I thought if I show the site, at least then it'll make more sense when showing the login. I'll try and go back a bit. Site. Okay. When you install the website, this is your domain name. Your website will be testsite.com, where it's going to be. At the end of the domain name, we'll just add in the word administrator, that part of it there. So all you do is you just literally put the word administrator at the end of your website, press go, and you will end up at this page here. And you end up sat there, and all you do is just put your username and password in there, which you will set up when you set up the website itself in the first place. When you set up the website, it asks you what username and password you want to use, and you just put it in, and that's what you want to use there. So we'll just log back in again in a second. So it's logged in. There's a lot to cover in this sort of session, so it's very difficult for me to try and go through extremely basic to the stage of installing it, and trying to keep it right.
If you don't do that, we're not going to be able to follow.
I know, but I'm trying to do the best I can. Okay. Let's see if I can show you this. How can I show you? Okay. Shall I start then? Later log in. It's supposed to have the Wi-Fi set up, it's forgotten the Wi-Fi password. Yeah, but see, this works. I think it works with the land stream.
What he has done now is he uninstalled Joomla on his Mac. Is that what you've done? I see local out. That means you got it on your web, right? Okay. And from there on you can...
I want to go into this. I want to go back a bit. That's what I'm just going into now. I'm sorry. It's
Before we can do it,
we assumed actually when we talked about this before, and we assumed that most people are going to turn up here would actually know the little bits of it. So we kind of thought we'll start off a little bit further on, but obviously I was slightly wrong there. I don't mind at all. I've obviously misjudged it in the first place.
So what are you going to do now?
I'm going to just explain how a template works and how it looks.
Okay.
So I want to show how on the Joomla they have the display how the modules work, how they're set up.
Okay.
If I can show that part, it'll probably make a bit more sense in mind. If I get the internet. Have you got the internet? Thank you. I didn't mind your jacket pocket.
Don't try to do what he's doing on the now. Forget it. It's not a course. It will go too fast for that. This is the wrong one.
I don't know.
He's going to show you on the website. He's going to show you on the website. He's going to show you on the website or on his computer, and then he's taking you through that. No, it's the second one you found it. You press backspace and you're there.
Which one? Oh.
Yeah, the joomla.org. Yeah, you can see download. Etc.
Okay. And the teachers are having a class of different levels.
Yeah, but you download 1.7 now, right? You also should make, because you're making You're turning your computer into a server, so you have exam and stuff like that.
Sorry?
Have you done that before? Or?
You don't know what, I haven't done anything.
You haven't done anything. Go to type it in Google or wherever. Joomla, a quick start guide. It's a PDF. Read that first. They'll tell you to download example or WAMP or whatever. Then they'll turn your Mac into a server. And then you will download Joomla 1.5 or whatever. And that will install it.
But we need to have that. Without that.
Does anybody know what website was the Joomla used to do where it shows module positions?
But you don't,
are
but
you,
we're not here to practice that.
You have to begin the beginning.
Yeah, but he's going through the Joomla. He's going
and
to
then
talk to you.
basically.com/demo, and then basically you go to module variations, and then it will show you.
It shows the modules.
Yeah, so if you go to features, if you go on to if you go up the top, if you go on to features,
Okay.
and then it will say module variations, and then it can show different positions. And then when you go into the back end, it will, if you have that template, then obviously the position.
Let me see if I can just a little bit changes resolution of it.
Yeah, I build websites on 1.5, so I'm just want to learn about the migration.
The difference.
to 1.7.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, but my boss wants me to learn about 1.7 because she's already
So is that working?
You don't have to follow him.
I do kind of know quite a bit, but it's just a 1.7 because I'm only built up, I think, one side on 1.7.
Great.
Okay. Well, that's why he's gone back a step now.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to explain how a Joomla website works. With a Joomla website, you have the information that's displayed in the front end of the website is displayed in two different ways. You've got the content itself, which is the article, the page, the web page itself, which says welcome to your website. And you've also got module positions. Now, the reason why I'm showing you from another site which I've never used before, just because I didn't expect this. I would have had this pre-planned to some site. What we have is, for example, these blocks you see here. Like this one's called top A, this one's here they're called top B. The side here. And we have the sidebars over here. These are just menu bars. These are different areas that you can fit different bits of information into. And these areas can be shared within different pages within the site. So you can say, I want this little part here. I'm moving the screen as if you can see me. But I want this part here to be displayed on 5 pages. So it means, for example, you can say a new product that's coming now, and you would say this is the new product. It means that if it's displayed on every page in the website, instead of if you have a new product that comes out again in a few weeks' time, instead of going to every web page and changing every single one, you would go into it and just change that one module, and it would then update every page within the website, every article. In Joomla they're called articles. So I'm calling them pages, but actually they're called articles in Joomla. A module is also where you would fit a menu. You would fit how many people are logged in. You would fit the latest products. Those kinds of information you would put into a module. You have, let's say, the search bar up here. That would be sat in a module position. You have all these different parts of your modules. They're not actually part of the content itself. So what we do is, if we go back to the fresh install, don't worry too much about how it was installed at the moment, but if we go back to the fresh install, we can see on here, we have this part here is a module, this part here. We also have these parts here are also modules. We also have obviously the menu sat in a module. And to prove it, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to explain to you how I got here for a second, I'm just going to go into it quickly. We have module positions, modules, the module manager. So if we go into the menu, let's say if we go to source stuff in the manual one. With the main menu, we turn this off by clicking there. If we refresh, in theory, the top menu doesn't disappear. What's it called in the top menu now? Is it top? It is. So if we turn this one off, refresh, it disappears at the top. You can actually get that to turn it on and off in different pages. So for example, if I open this module up here, I'll go into it all in detail. I'm just literally giving an overview, that's all I'm doing. I'm not going to expect you to walk away from here and understand how to make a Joomla website. I'm just trying to give you an overview of what Joomla is. We want to basically have, let's say, only on the page is selected. We're going to get to be on unselect everything, quick selection, using Joomla. So for example, I'll press save now. At the moment, if I refresh the page, there's no module there. If I click on using Joomla, it's not there.
You just hate it.
Yeah, don't you just, especially you've got 20 people looking at it.
Did you publish it back? No, it's still
Status.
unpublished.
No, it's on high.
No, it's unpublished. When you go to status.
So what are you trying to do?
Thank you.
Put
Yeah, you should be sat here, you know.
It's easy when you say it.
Isn't it? There we go. There it is. So if we now go to the home page, it'll disappear. If we go to using Joomla, it will appear. You can actually turn on and off. You can have all the different pages, those different areas, those different little modules. You can actually go into this part here. That's all your pages, all your articles. You can go to different menus. So you can have it just for menu links. You can have different parts of the website can show different bits of information. We have. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay. Right. Okay. Right, we're going through here then to show. So I was going to jump ahead into installing Joomla. I don't think it would be a very good idea to do that at the moment. Right. Okay. Let's just go around the back end. The back end is the administration. Everybody in Joomla calls it the front end and the back end. The back end is obviously the part that's hidden away in the background. The front end is what the public see in the front side of it. So we have the two tabs open with the front end and the back end. When you log into the website, the first part you see is your control panel. In here, I would forget about these buttons here. Because almost every website you go to, it's different. People set them up in different ways. If you get used to the menus at the top, it'll be a lot easier for you because you just know where you are all the time. And also when you start getting into the article manager, for example, all those buttons disappear. You need to work out how you get into it again. If you know the menu system at the top, you'll understand it very, very easily. So if we go back to the control panel. From here, one of the main important parts is. Oh, is this going to work then? Oh, right. I think it wasn't the article manager that let me jump into it. That is it. Global configuration. The global configuration is where all the site information is held, as in the site title, which we've got here. So we can rename this the test. Press save. Over here, if we go back to the home page, it's not showing the title. So this is a default. I suppose it's not the right one. What I was expecting to do was actually install the Joomla. I was going to use the new Joomla to use. I wasn't expecting to use a sample site. So that's why it's a little bit different. Showing the menu link at the moment because it's the default system has got the menu. It's showing the menu item rather than actually the title of the website, which is. Just turn this off at the moment so you can see it. Trying to, okay. When you change the title, I'm trying to show it changing the site title, but because the system's set up at the moment where it's showing the page title, then it's
already showing it.
It is that one there, but it's not on the home page,
oh, okay.
which is what I was trying to get to show.
Okay.
But you're right, it is showing it there on the top there. Right. Okay. Global configuration again. Go back to here. We have the site title here. If you want to turn off the website, you can. So if you, for example, if something goes wrong with your business or you want to change it, you turn it off, because you're updating the website or because you're going on holiday, you can just turn off the website and the whole website turns off. I would not advise you to do that. I would probably put a message on there saying, look, the website's off at the moment, but if you're going to update it, for example, then you can turn it off. But for obviously search engine reasons, I wouldn't turn it off. The Right. We have the offline message, which was shown a moment ago, this one here. You can change that to say we're down for maintenance, we're updating, we've had a virus, we've had a problem, we're on holiday, whatever it's going to be. The site description, does everybody know what a site description is in the metadata? Do you know what a site description is? It's in the data you have, if we put in site description.
Why are you explaining the nitty-gritty stuff when you don't have the overview? Can I suggest something? My apologies if I'm obstructing other people. My apologies sincerely. It would be a good idea to say that in this session we're going to learn about this, give like an objective so we can have a vision of what you're doing. And then you say, okay, we're going to learn how to download the thing, first thing, how to log in the thing, because you see, we are talking about a system which needs to be linked to the host. You have no clue as to what you're doing now. But my apologies, but you're gonna lose me completely because I don't know what you're doing. You're going into the nitty-gritty on how to put the message to turn the website off, but that's too far ahead.
But the thing is, the session is for and I've used the 1.7 system.
It's not. Basically, what we're supposed to do in this session really is just introducing you to Joomla, giving you a quick run through it so you can see all the different parts. So, for example, if you were wondering what is a module, what is a plugin,
but that's too early. You're talking about modules. I don't know what it is.
This gentleman's doing the presentation. You've got to let him do the presentation. Okay?
Well, you're going to lose all
he's not losing everybody. He's just losing you at the moment. Okay? It's very rude. Okay, to talk over him. Let Jim chat do the presentation.
So listen, sir,
let him do his presentation.
Can I apologize? It's not rude. Yeah. If you don't tell us what you're doing, you're going to lose the whole audience by lunchtime.
Sorry, I think this is not a refresher's course of Joomla. The thing is, what you're learning, although you're getting confused, I think you're getting things, you probably need to go away from here and understand it a bit more, and it'll make sense. But I think you're probably at a very sort of basic level, and a lot of things that I don't know where everyone else stands, but I'm
What are you talking about module about the system? I don't know.
I think you need to do all these things. You'll need to learn some of these basics for you to understand what's going on.
Basically, I can tell you what I know.
I mean, I think what
time, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Go for it.
No, it's okay. Twins, we've only got 15 minutes left, so we're just going to go through it quickly.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow's a breakup session, and it's not really. We didn't know how to basically communicate that in the leaflet. The way Sundays is, you can literally pull people to the side, anybody, any speaker, anybody's got any kind of ability, even if they're not a speaker, say, look, I'm really struggling with, let's say, using, this page here. And what including you said, what you can do is, me and you can sit down together tomorrow, and I will go through everything from a really starting point of view. And then what we'll do is we'll explain to you how it all works and why it works from the point of your level, if you call it that. For other people that basically already used Joomla websites in the past, I don't mind doing this again tomorrow and going through it a little bit later on. By the time I should be a bit more planned, because I'll have actually a lead that my computer one has come back literally 20 seconds before I came in, literally. But we'll have it a bit more planned up then. And it means we can also we can maybe split it into two groups where we have people who have used it before and people who have never ever used it before.
But for now, continue with your money.
Yeah, I think you will be
Okay.
educated for everybody who's at different levels. Yeah. But stick to what you've kind of mentioned.
I'm going to go through what each different feature is within a global configuration. So basically, we have the site description. The site description shows information in what you call the metadata, which is what's picked up by search engines. It's not really picked up too much by Google. It uses different sorts of ways, but other search engines do use it. So, for example, if we want to put in here, we could put in, let's say, the site description. That's the description that's going to be shown, for example, in, let's say, if I type in, let's say, Joomla UK, we would have, okay, this information here came in from the site description of the website. So if you want to change what people see when they turn up, long tab, you would change this one here. So keywords, that's from the olden days really, but it's still used a bit, where basically you would put in there, for example, this is going to use joomla hyphen CMS hyphen PHP hyphen web design hyphen, and you can fill it up with different keywords, and you can save it, and then that would be used by searchers to understand what that website's about, how it works.
So which one do searchers pick up to rank you?
Google really doesn't work like this, to be honest with you. Nobody knows it. It's like the secret of Coca-Cola. We all know there's tons of sugar in it. We all know there's nothing really much else in it. But we don't know the exact ingredients. We all have a pretty good idea though. Google, there's another session about SEO, search engine optimization, later on, which goes into a lot more depth in this. But it basically uses other things, how websites link into it, and what's contents on the page in the first place. But this is used by other systems. There's lots of other things like Bing and different search engines that could use that. Yahoo and Excite and stuff. So content rights, basically who's got the rights, and you can even turn these off. If you want to, you can turn these details on and off, so it wouldn't even show them in the HTML. We have the SEO settings. So for example, if we've got, using, let's say, the Joomla UK website, we have, if we click on agenda, it actually shows there the word agenda. That's actually made up, instead of using the horrible question mark index blah blah blah, that whole thing. These things here, turn it on, turn it off. It would you need to set it a little bit in the background, but once you set it up, it's all plain sailing. It uses the title of the article or the article. What do they call it? The second one. This is how it basically adds a suffix, whether it's HTML or PHP or what it's going to be. It's forget the cookies. I'm going to go into that's too complicated. Right, system tab. This is basically explaining. This is a secret which encrypts things within a database. I'm not going to go into more detail than that. That's enough.
Section they call it.
Yeah, it's basically the way things are encrypted and stuff in the background. That's the way it works out. The path to the website on the server. This one here. You've got the help server. Basically where help files are. These dudes are there. So you can have it set so it's in different types of places. You can have it on the wiki site, or you can have it on the files that's built into the website itself. If you install the website using Brazilian, for example, that would show that in Brazilian. It will show you different options you have there. Right, these are for developers. You probably want to use them if you're in this class. You have cache. Does everybody know what a cache is? A cache is basically once you download the website, once you view the website, once you view it there, if you press refresh, it already has it on the service on your computer. So there's no point in downloading it again because it's already been cached, it's already been stored. So it just basically takes the ones off your hard drive and puts it on. If you turn that off, it would actually download every time from the server, which means you're always using. If you're on a 3G, for example, it would take every time you download it. Session lifetime. That's how long you stay logged in for. So for example, at the moment, we've got 15 minutes. If I walk away, if I start talking out for 15 minutes, if I move again and here for save, do anything at all, it'll ask me to log back in again. It means if you're in an office, for example, if you get and you walk away, have a coffee, so we can't sit down and sit and play on your keyboard and sort of thing. Well, on here, if you want to, if you're set at home and it's only you using it, you can update this if you want. It'll leave it up to about 60 minutes to wait you want it. It's up to you. Right, server. Is there anything on here that you guys would like to know? I would never ever use the FTP system, ever, because the FTP access is stored on the configuration file that you can see, and it's not encrypted, it's sat there, and usually the FTP password is the same as the cPanel password to get into your hosting, and then you're going to have a whole ball of problems then. You're going to have a massive lot of issues. So always turn it off. If the hosting's worth any money at all, you wouldn't need that anyway. It'll work without that being turned on. You have in here you've got, what else would you need to know? You have obviously the server time, so that would basically show you that you can set it to show timestamps at different times. If an invoice was created in a shop, that would put the right timestamp for you. You have over here, you won't need to know these. The mail settings, that's how emails are sent out from the system. So, for example, if you've got an invoice being fired up from Virgin-Mart, for example, the shop system, you would put the configuration here and it would send it out. Some servers have got certain ways blocked and some left open. So you can have it left over. You can set it up where you might even need a username and password like you would with a POP3 account. You can put them in there and it will send it correctly. This also helps with spam as well, because when it goes through correctly, if it's been sent through authentication done correctly, the recipient knows it's been sent correctly, and it's not. In general, it won't be spam. It won't be some scripts that they're sending out millions and millions of emails. Permissions. We haven't really got time to go through this, which is actually quite a major part of 1.7, but it's today 1.7 now. The difference between 1.5 and 1.7 is you can give permissions to everything. So you can now, if you've got, for example, a website. Let's say you sell nuts and bolts. You can set up 3 different categories. You can have public, which is everybody. You can set up your trade, which is the people that buy trade discounts, and you can set up your suppliers. On your website, you can set up articles that only suppliers are going to see, so that you can put in there some costs that obviously you don't want other people to see. You can put in trade, so basically people who are your trade buyers, they can only see certain prices. It gives you an unlimited amount of numbers of different lists. It's called an ACL. It's an account access client list. You can basically you control everything on the website from that. You can hide things from certain people. That's all it is.
If I have this, I'm trying to build up something for a charity. I can have one for my web page for each and every person who logs on the net. One for members only, so that they can download certain PDFs, which is for them, which we bought ebooks for them specifically, or discount.
Yeah.
And one for the, let's say, the start of volunteers, who can then log in and see what the next tasks are, what the next meetings are.
Exactly.
The members don't have to see that.
Exactly that. Okay. So you can have a members only area, so you can basically...
Is that what I do with permissions, yeah?
Yes, you can, yes. You'd make an article and you would assign it to different people. So you could say that only this list of people can see that.
And that I can make that login sensitive, that they can only get in if they log in.
That's it, yes. So you wouldn't see anything, you'd only see the stuff to the public. If you weren't logged
so
in.
Have to have a password.
If you logged in as a supplier or a trade or a sponsor or whoever it's going to be, you'd see the correct information for that person.
Okay.
It's very, it's what we've been waiting for years at Joomla. It should have been here a long time ago. Right. Okay. We're going to go really quickly through, so we're running a little bit of time here. We're going to go into the user manager system. Now obviously there's only me in here at the moment. In here, you've got, this is the different lists of people. So you've got obviously customer groups. In here you'd have, let's say, sponsors and different people for your charity. You can turn it on and off. So you can have more than one, so you can get this person to see 4 or 5 different places. You'll recognise this from 1.5. You've got public and you've got obviously these ones here. You've got right through till, these are the new ones, obviously put as examples, but most of them are the same as the 1.5. But at 1.7 now, you can set up whatever you want, which we'll cover this afternoon actually. We've got another session, I don't know if anyone's coming to us, another session this afternoon at 2:45. I will go into that in a little bit more detail. We've got, in the user system, just while we're here, you can actually change the background template. You can change things. So for example, this template we've got here, that we're actually looking at now, we're looking at this thing, it's called Blue Stock, this template. We can change this if you want to, for whatever reason. Change it, press save, and it'll change it. So you can view it differently. So for example, if you own your own business and you make websites for other people, you can actually make your own corporate branded template and set it so everybody can see only as your template. We can set that up as well, so it's default for everybody. So it's not just, you don't have to just select everybody, you can set it up as default. I might change that back again, so just so with the standard one again. What's on this side? Okay. We've also got languages. It's obviously set up at the moment for the UK. If you wanted to, then you can change that. If your market is, let's say, for France, and so you want that the front end people can see one language, and the back end people, the administration people, can see another language. Because obviously, if you might have people working in India, working on your website, you can actually get it so it shows Indian or Ukrainian or something else. But then it gives them the option. Are
you saying Joomla is doing the translation?
I'll go to that this afternoon. Let me go to that, because it's a difficult question to answer at the moment. You basically, it's a file you install, and all the words that are shown on the front end are actually stored, and you just change that word. And so when you install a file, it forces it to change it to another language.
I'll come later.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's probably better to go back to that. Okay, so this is basically this section here is for an individual person. We've got a global configuration that does the same thing for everybody. So what you can do is you can set it up so everyone's just seeing English. But if you've got the Ukrainian developer, he logs in, he might be pidgin English, but he'll actually go in and choose his own personal language to just Ukrainian in the back end, and it means that he will see it in Ukrainian, but everyone else will see it in English.
And it comes out okay?
So perfect. Spot on.
Only because someone's written a translation file.
Well, okay.
And when I installed virtual as a test, it didn't work. so let's but it in general it should work. If everything's not been programmed correctly, it works perfectly.
Can you tailor that to what somebody logs in as? If they log in as a different administrator?
Yep, you get, once somebody signs up to it, you can go into the back end, or they can go into the back end and change it. Yes. If they've got back end access, of course. So I think, yeah, you can do it in the front end. Yeah, you can go to my profile area and do the same in the front end. You can, yes. You can also do the time difference as well. So if you've got a guy, who's bought a new phone and he lives in France, you'll have a different time zone to where we are in the UK. So you might change it to a different place in Paris. Okay, that's pretty much covered that one. There's not that much in it. Most of it's pretty self-explanatory. When you start messing around, the best way to work with joomla in real life, I say to all my clients, is just literally mess around with it. When I make a website for somebody, what I do is I make it, I back it up, and I say, go and play with it. And they'll sit and play with it and mess it up. And they always do. They always mess it up. And then they'll phone him, oh, Ian, I've just messed it up. And just roll it back to a backup one, and then they'll play with it again. But by that time, they already know what they're doing. And the parts that you've overwritten, usually they say, well, I didn't really want, but anyway, I did it in the wrong place. So they're quite happy to allow. People peek through windows. Okay, in the 3 minutes left, I can't really go too much into everything, but we have most things are the same as it was in 1.5. It's not much difference apart from, I think I need to go into this in this afternoon session. Okay, because I don't think I'm going to be, I think if I go into it now, I'm going too deep and we'll just run out of time and then you'll be more confusing in the first place.
I ruined my installation on my laptop. If I bring my laptop tomorrow, can you reinstall it for me?
What laptop have you got? Backup PC?
An Acer. Oh, Windows XP. Windows XP.
I'll show it to you. Bring it through, let me have a look. It's been a few years since I've played with Windows stuff, and I would highly recommend some Microsoft not to buy Microsoft. Yeah, of course you can.
So shall I download this stuff, or I mean, I see you.
We've got everything here, so it's okay. Well, look, if I can't do it, there'll be somebody kicking around that'll definitely do it. Cool. There's enough gigs and purposes to do that, believe me.
I believe you.
Yeah, there's lots. Right, okay.
Well, thanks.
Now, I'm going to ask questions. Has anybody got questions? I know I've really gone off tangent completely, but it's been recorded, so everyone in the world's going to see me. But in general, has anybody got any questions that I can answer realistically at the moment? And I don't mind whatever the questions are.
Maybe I'll ask later because I seem to be.
I'll tell you that honestly.
I'm not that wrong. No. This is wrong. People think I am, but I'm not.
No, you're not wrong. What the problem is you've come into a session a little bit ahead of where you are in the knowledge base at the moment, and that's the only problem really. That's the only problem. It's, I think most people expect, especially myself, I expect people to come to joomla. It's like going to a Ford convention. At least you've seen a Ford car. That's pretty much the only thing that's really wrong. But I don't mind sitting with you for like 30 minutes after this if you want to go through a few things. I don't mind at all.
But this session is not for beginners.
It is, in a sense that it's like saying it's beginners to being a mechanic. At least you know what a spanner is. You know what a toolbox is. There's a point where, at what point do I start? It's like, do I start at like how to open a laptop, or do I start at how to?
Let me ask just a quick question. My apologies for that. You know, when you're hosting, I've got a website already with GoDaddy, and I have done my programming with Dreamweaver. CSI with
Firewall. So I use that as well.
So I know what these things are about, but I don't know the system is not really with joomla. Okay. I'm scared that I may invest time and so on then to find that there is compatibility, for instance. Do you think GoDaddy can host
nearly every hosting company can host websites.
Oh, thank you.
Certainly GoDaddy is one of the biggest in the world.
Yeah, it is. I mean, in general, just because they're bigger doesn't mean they're better. I mean, I'm just mean we call it won't go online, but for example, one are terrible. Okay. And then
which was 101.
Yeah.
Oh no. I just set up last night. I was.
One of the very important things to know from the outset, because you're going to invest money and time and then find out you can't afford it.
Joomla running on GoDaddy, so it does it.
Do they have it or do I need to install it?
No, it's
Oh,
there. It's
So how
you
do you
go to
install
the
it?
back end. Joomla is there. You just
So-
say install Joomla and it just goes over.
Most hosting companies,
I'll talk to you maybe in a minute.
no, most hosting companies use cPanel or Helm or something like that.
It's normally a plugin.
Yeah, and there's a plugin. There's one called Fantastico. It's in cPanel. And when you click on Fantastico, it gives you a list of all the different operating systems you can install. You know, Drupal and WordPress and all the different ones. And just click on it, and it gives you a wizard. You know literally what do you want the username and password to be. Okay, save. That's it. That's literally what it is.
I have actually, before coming here, I read the whole book on Joomla. We talked about Fantastic. I think Fantastic is almost lagging behind.
Two seconds. Can I just ask? I'll talk to you after. Has anybody else got any more questions before you leave? Anyone else?
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's right.
One more question about hierarchy. Just from my understanding, you know
Can
what?
I just interject, guys? Anyone who hasn't done their Future Express order, which remember Rockin is paying for, please put your details on the clipboard because I need to place the order. Thank you.